Well, hello there, and welcome to Cooking from the Cupboards. My name is Heather, and I'm happy that you've joined me today. Today's video is going to be red velvet cinnamon rolls. And so here's the recipe, and the recipe will be down below for you. So I have in here my yeast and my water proofing according to the directions. We're going to add the cake mix, and I just store mine in a mason jar. And it says 1 cup of flour and the yeast. And the yeast and the water are already in here. And it says to be on medium speed for 2 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. Okay, so I beat it for about 2 minutes. And so it says to stir in the remaining flour to form a soft sticky dough. The dough will be sticky. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And if you are asking, this is my Ankarsrum mixer. You can mix this in your KitchenAid, or if you have a Bosch. I assume you could even do it by hand. So, but this is an Ankarsrum mixer. So we're going to add enough flour to form a dough, sticky dough ball. And it says 2.5 to 3 cups. So I'm going to do another 1.5 cups. Let's see where that gets us. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of it that I have in my bowl. And if I need to, I will get some more flour out. It all depends on the day. All right, let's get that turned on and see where we're at. All right, it feels really good. I think it's still a little too sticky, but I am gonna let it rest for a couple of minutes and see if it kind of firms up a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it rest. All right, so that's already feeling better. It did need I added another tablespoon. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to get this pulled out, and I'm going to get set up onto my baker's mat. All right, I got my dough ball out of my mixer bowl, and it does say to knead 6 to 8 times. So I'm just going to knead it really quick here. It does feel really nice. I did enjoy the fact that I added that extra tablespoon of flour, but the dough is still wanting to break. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let this rest for about 5 to 10 minutes and then come back and see if it's done any better. So we're going to let it rest. All right, so I let this rest for a few minutes. I have my greased bowl that I'm going to be putting it in. So let's see if that's oh, that feels much better. So yeah, he looks really good. I think he'll turn out just fine. We're gonna roll him back into a ball here, and I'm gonna plop him in my grease bowl, and I am gonna spray the top because it does say to grease the top because you don't want it to dry out and to crack. So we're just gonna roll him around a little bit, make sure everybody's covered. There we go. And I'm gonna cover it and put it in a warm space for about 2 hours because we want it to double. On our cinnamon rolls, I've let it rise for a little over 2 hours, and it's more than doubled in size, and so it looks really good. So it does say, like most recipes for cinnamon rolls, we're gonna punch it down, and we are gonna turn it onto a floured surface here. All right, so we're going to take him, plop him down. So we're going to roll out this to an 8 by 10, or give or take. It's cinnamon rolls. It doesn't have to be perfect. And we're going to brush our cinnamon roll dough. We're not going to go all the way to the edge because we want it to stay inside. There we go. And then we're gonna just sprinkle our cinnamon and sugar onto it. I'm just gonna dump it and smush it out because, you know, it's just easier that way. Except for when you get a rogue piece. Get back up there. Okay, now we have that all laid out. We're gonna roll this up. So it says to put it into a 13 by 9 greased pan. And it says I should be able to cut it into 12 slices. Oh, they look like little roses. That is so cool. All right. So we're gonna put these in here. All right, so the little tail pieces, I'm gonna bake them, of course, but they're not gonna be as pretty. But we're gonna pop them in here anyway. My husband won't care, he'll just eat them anyway. So we're just gonna pop those in there. So now we're going to, I assume, let them rise for an hour. And when they're done rising, I'm gonna bake them in a 350-degree oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Here, let me go ahead and pull them up. So those are before they get baked. They look like little roses. All right, so I'm gonna cover them and we'll go from there. All right, so the cinnamon rolls are baked and I let them cool for a few minutes. I just used some frosting instead of making the icing. So we have our red velvet cinnamon rolls made with a red velvet cake mix and some flour and so forth. I think they turned out really, really pretty. I did leave a couple unfrosted or uniced so you could see what they would look like. But there we have it. And the recipe will be down below for you. It is a taste of home recipe, so you should be able to find it online too, for that matter. But this is the red velvet cinnamon rolls. I would like to thank you for joining me today. Comment down below if you want to try some red velvet cinnamon rolls. So like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next video. Bye for now.